Hey, Sunshine Monet with the affirmations to enjoy your day with Sunshine Monet. You are listening to Chakra Music. I came through with intentions of destruction. You said you wanted freedom, well it's me then that you wanted. I moved in gratitude as my soul was being summoned. The consciousness has returned, Christ is really coming. I make these flows for the souls that's rich in indigo. I made some goals for they glow since they was embryos. Access the records, they lectures, keep your principles. Enemies infect you, don't let them reach your pinnacles. Reversing curses that's embedded in religion. They wound up in your soul, that's why you feel tension. I'm remixing declensions before Sumerians existed. It's something in the water, don't get caught, you'll get acidic. I bury enemies, pay pinnacles to the witness. You say my name in threes, I appear in your vision. Write Iliads in me, I'm the witcher in your system. Silly as can be, there's no opposite in infinite. I'm the goddess of crossroads, touching all directions. With the skull and crossbones that cause to the vexes. I applaud the protectors, I'm the god of inflection. They see the demon in me and still pause the respecters. I need no translation, vibrating from universe. My throat mansplaining while my yoni do the work. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arts. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arcs. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arcs. Mask off, crowns on, bombshell on all the arcs.
In 9-7 profit, move like the full winds do. My energy is useful, my thoughts are old school. So I move with a Bob Slim. Say I'm sexy, haircut like Anita Baker, real lovely. Caught up in the rapture, it's kinda risque. Kisses and faces on public is real frisky. Touche.
You are listening to Chakra Music.
Mask off.
What?
I just want to know what happened
When?
in the studio the other time. You remember when the girl came to the studio?
Yeah.
What happened? I need to know.
Come on, why we always gotta go through this stuff? Why? We always gotta go through this. Why?
You are listening to Chakra Music.
Let's not rush this feeling, dealing with each other. Let's take our time until we learn each other. No limits, no blocks, no boundaries. Love has truly found me, laying in your arms. Head on your chest, listen to your heartbeat, take slow breaths. Zone out, the universe has been so kind to find the mind that's combined with intellect. Spiritual beings we are, guided by the stars. Aura, natural beauty, talking to you soothes me like ginger tea, feeds me like lentil soup, stimulates the root sprouts from the crown. Chakra, Holy Father, Mother, Creator, the source of royalty, a savior, highly favored, flowing through the bloodline. Is this a crime? The king of sorrow, Sade. I'm amazed by the grace.
Oh, man.
Peace, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Cosmic Nobodies Conversations. Your girl Sunshine Monet L. I'm very excited to be here today. I have a very special guest that I'm bringing to the stage. We're going to talk to this goddess about her adventures in being a starseed, a mother, a guide, an energy projector, all those things. So I'm gonna let this goddess go on ahead and introduce herself and give us a taste of her mission statement, what it is that she does and how she walks in her purpose. So without further ado, everybody, let's bring on the Foxxi Roxxi.
Hey.
Peace, God.
Peace and blessings.
So as you know, as everybody knows, The retrograde always retrogrades for me in the technology realm. But as always, we are the adaptable, mutable Virgo stellium energy. Can't stop, won't stop, feel me? So I will be going mute as Roxy introduces herself and gives us her mission statement. Excuse me.
Sis, you said can't stop, won't stop. You did not do the Diddy reference right now during this eclipse season, did you? Okay, all right. Yo, peace and blessings to everyone. I'm so excited to be here and to be able to have a cosmic conversation with my sister. My name is Foxxi Roxxi. If you do not know me, I don't know where you've been. I'm over at Pronoia Starseed podcast. I'm also on Seeds of the Sun with my sister Sunshine Monet L. Hey, you can catch me a little bit everywhere, but if you're on IG, I usually flood you with all kinds of reels, so you must know who I am. If not, tap in. My mission statement is I am here to let all the star seeds know that they are not alone and that the universe is forever working in your favor, no matter what is going on, even when there's an eclipse going on outside. The universe is always working in your favor. So if you got your superpowers and you're activated today, say I. Hey! Oh, Kaishan, hey, peace and blessings.
Peace to the family. Yeah, the eclipse energy is definitely, I'm enjoying it. I've just been sitting in my stuff. Anyway, so your journey with Pronoia Starseed, what was the catalyst that brought you to wanting to align the star seeds, how you have been doing it? And how has the journey been going for you since you started aligning the star seeds?
Oh, it's been a journey. So since I've been a little girl, I've been different. I always felt different. I always had a connection with the divine because I was always felt like I was lonely growing up, but I wasn't always by myself. I really always had that connection. And so I always made decisions based on the fact that I felt like divine was always watching me. And so I am a 8 life path. Saturn is all up in my chart. So I feel like daddy's always watching anyway, So, but growing up and having this calling that I felt, I used to have little weird dreams growing up. Like I was in this dark space and it was like this little slit of light coming through this door, but I could hear people always talking, and it was like almost feeling like, should I go towards the light? But I was a little kid, I didn't know, and I was having these dreams back to back to back. And as I got older, it wasn't just, I'm also a Pisces sun, y'all, so I'm very dreamy, spacey. I zone out a lot, and as I got older, these dreams became more realistic. Like things started happening around me, and like I started having, some people say, supernatural experiences. Like I had encounters with spirits, with entities, with deities, with all kinds of things were happening to me as a child when I was growing up, but I never was really afraid. That might be that Pisces shit because I didn't been through, all the other signs. So it's like I really wasn't afraid. I was more curious than anything. And as I began to learn about myself, I realized that if I shared myself with people and not be afraid, because for so long I was scared to tell people shit. I can see certain energies or certain things come to me in my dreams, or I have premonitions. I was afraid to share that kind of information. But as I got older, and I am much older now, I've been called to live in my calling, to do what I've been called to do. And this is I always see messages and I always get messages from divine, but this podcast was like a real message on the back of a bus, in clear writing. What did it say? Because I took a picture of it. It says, oh, we need to talk. And it had a mic. And I was at the exact time asking divine, what is it that I need to be doing? I'm working. Yes, I got a good job, blah, 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 but I'm not feeling no passion. I'm feeling empty. And I knew I had the spiritual calling, but I always kept it to myself. And I've always wanted to keep it to myself because, again, people don't always receive things the way you want them to receive it. So when I saw that and I was asking the question in my head, and I always go with what my first instinct, because I trust myself. And that's exactly what I saw. It was like, I need to speak to people. Like, I need to just start talking, and then it'll come. And that was it. It was like, Spirit was like, I just want to use you. And a lot of times if you come to my show, you know, I usually get messages like divinely. You know, I don't do any writing. I just sit there and I allow divine to guide the conversations that I have with the star seeds. And, you know, I am a Leo North Node and an Aquarius South Node. So I'm all about the people, even though, you know, my mission is to be such this Leo type, you know, I'm still always about the people, because I can see such beauty in everybody. And being a projector, when I get into people's, you know, space, I can feel that. So it was like I was just led to not only speak to star seeds, but to identify them so that they can see that they are seen. And I just saw 11 o'clock. Everyone wants to really be seen. You know, everybody wants to be seen for who they really are, not seen for their car or their clothes or what they can do, but like who they are. They really want to be present. And so that's what I did. I opened up a platform where if I made myself very present and vulnerable and let people know all of these downloads I was getting, and allowing them to really just choose if they want to be there or not. I also allow other people to come onto this platform and actually be themselves as well. And I didn't know where the star seeds was coming from. Like, honestly, it was supposed to be just me sitting there talking, and it just started becoming, it just, again, Divine told me to sit there and just speak, and everything will unfold the way it's supposed to. And that's exactly what that platform has done. Like, I go back and watch the Mother show. Y'all listen. I did this show based off of the mother, like the mother energy, the divine feminine energy. But also, I lost my mother the same year that I was doing that show, and I could not do this. Like, I had to do the show that day, and I found out my mother died that same day, and I was like, oh my goodness, like this was so crazy. But it was like I had to take a break, and I took a whole year to do that show, and that is my #1 show on my platform, and people from everywhere, like, they watch it. Their mothers are in hospice, their mothers are in different places. You go read the comments, people are telling you that, like, and I have to watch it, because sometimes, again, I'm getting downloads. I'm sitting there just talking. I don't even know what I'm saying. A lot of times I come after the show and I be like, yo, that was dope. I said, where'd that come from? But that show was so impactful, you know, to Pronoia Starseed podcast being even built, because that divine energy came to me early on, and it really was my mother along this road where I felt alone, and it guided me to Pronoia. And it was so crazy. It took people years to realize what the word Pronoia meant. And I kept telling people, like, Pronoia, the universe is always working in your favor. But I actually am giving you the definition. Like, it really means that the universe is conspiring for you versus paranoia. And as a child, again, like, I felt alone. I started feeling like, nobody really cares. But then this energy was me. It was always with me. It would whisper to me. It would show me things before it would happen. Like, it was so crazy. I would get flashes of things, like maybe 10 minutes right before they happened. Like, it was a warning. It was guiding me all the way. So Pronoia was like, it's a part of my divine plan, but it's just like, I don't know where it's leading me. As long as I just ride this wave, I think I'm going in the right direction.
I hear that, definitely. We have some people that are viewing that have, similar stories to, their mother, and dealing with their mother, ascending, being a catalyst for them and keeping them on their purpose. So, thank you for sharing that. And, we do create that connection with each other. A lot of us as healers come from a hurt place with the healing. How we learn to transmute our Chiron, how we transmute our weaknesses into strengths is a big way that we, connected with our tribe, connected with, people around us. And, for myself personally, it was like
walking away from this whole like idea I had in my head about how my life was supposed to be, like with the family and the mother and the father and the children and the, you know, the 9 to 5 and just like all the superficial energy like wrapped up in that, because none of that was me. And it was so hard, it was so difficult to close that chapter, because a lot of that chapter was like in existence because I was still living in my traumatic stories. And as long as my traumatic stories were valid, this reality was going to stay valid. So I had to like close everything at once. And it was so crazy. Like the moment I closed all that stuff, my purpose just, like, you know how like when you're in a house and you close one door and you could feel the air pushing the other door open a little wider. And that's exactly what happened. And you know, it's just been going and flowing ever since. And you know, it's just like every time you think you're getting higher on a healing realm, you know, you get it set with a new challenge, right? And the challenges just keep increasing. But they're just a, you know, exercise. It's kind of like an honor, excuse me, to receive an increase in the challenge, because that means that the universe has been watching. First of all people, you were watching me. And when you look at me, you see me as someone who's worthy of a higher opponent. You see myself as somebody that's worthy to, you know, go to the next grade. And so, like, you know, it's like, what the fuck? But at the same token, it's like I move in gratitude. So that leads to my next question to you, Roxy. You know, we know about how the portal in your personal with your mother has opened up a portal for you being a starseed mother yourself in this realm. Can you also, because a lot of us, especially our newbies, especially our baby seeds out here, they don't really get to hear how doors had to get closed for other doors to open. They don't be hearing too much about that. So could you communicate a little bit about certain doors that you had to close to walk into these portals that you've been walking into? That is a good question. I'm gonna steal that one right there. I like that. What doors had to be closed? So many. So many doors had to be closed in order to push open the bigger doors. It was like these tiny doors that would, you know, it's so crazy that you ask that question, because right now we're in the midst of this eclipse where everything is about letting go and releasing, right? And shutting doors. And a lot of times we stand in front of these doors, right? And we cry in front of these doors. And we don't want to release. But if we open the door, we realize there's nothing behind the door. It's the ego of releasing, right? So a lot of times as I grew up, it was really hard for me to release things and release people, release things, you know, because I grew up poor. I grew up, you know, I lived in a car. I was homeless at one point when I was a child. As a child, I had been homeless. As a child, I lived in burned down houses, like that we went, like somebody's house burned down and it's getting rebuilt. And we're living there, knowing no one's supposed to be living there. And we're sneaking out in the morning, going to school. Like, I had to like live through a lot of challenges. And then I had to close those doors and not allow those traumas from the past to determine who I was going to be. And then I started to hear, you know, you would move. I left my mom when I was young, when I was like 9, and I moved in with family. And as much as I love my family, you know, there was times I overheard conversations that made me feel insecure and feel bad about myself. Because again, I was outside. It wasn't my mother or my father. You know, everything that you want as a child, I did not have that structure. But that was okay, because I didn't, as an adult, right? I would tell my child me, that's all right, because this journey, you become great based on not having, you know? So it's a lot of doors of negative things that happened in the past I had to close in order to allow myself to receive what was coming, because I couldn't see that far ahead. I had to trust. And so a lot of times we believe that we just get there, right? It's just because we live in this popcorn world where everything just happens so quickly. You just get online one day and everybody loves you and everybody likes a reel and boom, you're famous, right? That's cool and all, but like, what do you want to be famous for? Like, before you get there, allow some doors to close. Closing doors is really a big part of growth, because getting comfortable anywhere, because we can get comfortable in places that we're not even supposed to be in, right? Just because it's familiar and because we don't want to close that door. But again, like I said, the ego is crazy. The ego and the mind, they conspire together sometimes against the soul. What is so important is that, like, the soul can walk through doors. A closed door don't mean shit to the soul. The closed door is affecting the physical, oh, I can't have it anymore. But the soul knows that that is nothing. If I want to go back, I could go back, but I'm not. I'm moving forward. Why are you crying about that? Because we are here in this physical, and closing like that is a crazy, beautiful question. Allow things to be released from your life. You know, I had to lose jobs that I was absolutely the best at. And I'm not trying to brag. I was doing an amazing job. But I realized that this had to do with my South Node in Aquarius, right? Me doing what I probably did a million lifetimes, which was dealing with teams and people and corporate and government and agencies and, you know, and like building teams. And it never works for me no more, you know? And you got to learn about what works for you and not what society says is important to be doing. Like, everybody tell you, like, teamwork makes the dream work, but sometimes working by yourself can make the dream work. Sometimes you got to detach yourself from the team so you can really see who you are, because sometimes you get so caught up in the team that you don't even see your own greatness. So you got to close certain doors, and some people will come with you, but some people won't, and that's all right. I had to detach myself from working into like totally detach myself from working the regular 9-to-5 job and really sink myself into my purpose and like really look at my life and say, I have to be an example, not just to my children, because that's just a title of me, right? I'm just mommy. That's one part of me, but I have a bigger soul purpose. And in order to fulfill that purpose, I have to go through trials, tribulation, all kinds of things, because other people are going to go through these things and they're going to come to me eventually and ask me, how did you get through these things? Or how do I get through these things? And I can't speak from a book about spiritual things. I got to go through these spiritual things. So I had to close a lot of doors. Believe me, when I say being an 8 life path is not an easy life path, the ups are up. I've had a really great life at points, and the downs are downs, and I had to like breathe through, where you just tread in water, you know, you hear, but you barely hear. And I will say that every closed door is, again, like Sunshine said, an opportunity for that energy, that motion from closing that door to open yet another one that is bigger and better and more aligned with your purpose. We get stagnant when we stay in a place too long. It's like stagnant water, right? We should be like the current. We should always be flowing. And if you get stuck somewhere too long, divine starts to intervene. You know, it'll give you a bunch of signs like time to go, time to go, time to go. Hey, tap you on the shoulder and all that. And then you're going to get that rude awakening. You're going to get snatched up out of there. Like I said, I lost jobs that I was fully qualified for because it was time to go. There was nothing else left there for me to do. I had already done what I could do there, and that was not my calling. That was just me living in this physical and making, like, I made these certain goals for myself growing up, you know, because I was poor. I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to, when I get older, I'm going to be like a GS. I'm going to go to the government. I'm going to be the highest grade level. And guess what, y'all? I did it. And Divine said, okay, you did what you wanted to do. Why are you still there? And it was because that I'm a Taurus rising. I got that steady energy. I like to work. I like money. I like physical things. I like to have. I like security. It's not about loving money. It's what it provides, right? So I felt like Divine was like, you can't love that more than you love your purpose because you're not here for that. So again, those doors that we close, they just make more opportunities available to us. So don't stand there crying too long behind that empty door. That would be my advice. Do not cry too long behind that empty door because there's nothing there for you. And your spirit can go back if it wanted to. It's moving you forward. It's your body that don't want to move. That's my advice.
Like what you said about the priorities, because that's important. Like, a lot of things we have been taught, and that's why I also love the fact that even though the eclipse was on Aries, on a tropical new beginnings on our thought process, it was in Pisces on the Vedic. So it's like what's happening around us in this space and time was like an alignment of our beliefs, things we've been led to believe, whether they're beliefs that we've instilled in ourselves or beliefs that have been instilled within us. Having like this divine alignment between the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, the earth is in Virgo right now. So all this is opposition of the earth and things like that. Just having that, divine alignment, it allows us to have like those, this is a perfect time to like close doors and walk into new spaces in this space and time. This is a perfect time to find new beginnings in your belief system and how what you believe. We talked about this heavily the last live we did together, the difference between belief and faith and how they go hand in hand, but also how, one is, supports or, stronger than the other, depends on where you give your energy. And this is, these lineups in Pisces, it's a divine time to have like renewal and faith and trust and things like that, because your thoughts move faster than the physical. And we see that even with the tropical and Vedic chart, the planet will enter a zodiac before it enters a constellation. So even though we've entered Aries and we've been in Aries since May 20th, we still in Pisces on the Vedic. Pisces doesn't enter, the sun doesn't enter Pisces until 420 or 419, 420. So the thoughts is way ahead of the time. We haven't caught up in the Vedic. It takes a while for the physical to catch up. So have patience with your thoughts and how fast they come into fruition. Have patience with, how fast, the cause and effect of your actions come forth, because again, the physical moves a little slower than the actual action. And thank you for being transparent about the doors you've had to close and how that's helped you in your journey, because I think that's real important. We don't realize how good the marketing scheme has been in the spiritual warfare. Their marketing scheme makes certain things look like necessities when they're not necessities. They have absolutely nothing to do with your soul purpose, absolutely nothing to do with being an adult and a woman, a person of color, a person of a certain culture or heritage. Has absolutely nothing to do with any of those things. It's just really good marketing to convince you to spend your time and energy to accumulate certain things. But if you can defeat, overcome a lot of those things, it becomes a lot easier to walk in your purpose once you realize what's actually a necessity and what's a luxury that doesn't really amount to the energy you receive when you're walking in your purpose. Not by far. So I'm gonna get into my next question with you. So just to camel walk a little bit more, it has been like a divine alignment between when you find yourself walking in your purpose more and more, that equal opposite energy starts to happen in your personal space, in your personal home, amongst friends, family. Start losing jobs, and that's because you don't have the capacity to take a few steps back and look at how the job actually works against your soul purpose. Even though you might have a good job within that business, its moral and ethical code is not in alignment with your moral and ethical code, so you find yourself losing a job. You find yourself losing people that you know were around, whether you lose them to some type of ailment, a death, some type of miscommunication, misunderstanding. Just is a bunch of different ways that we lose different people and situations and circumstances in our space when they no longer serve us. And so, with that being said, again, Pronoia Starseed means the universe is always working in favor. So even in those moments of quote unquote loss, it's not really a loss. It's a full cycle, you know, back renewal in your space. Could you tell us about what your schedule, like what do we have to look forward to with Pronoia Starseed, with Foxxi Roxxi? What are some things that you have in store, some ways you see yourself building and expanding?
So this has been a really slow and steady season. Season 5, I came in kind of slow and steady versus like I normally come in throwing out like 1,000 shows in a month. But that Taurus energy is really heavy right now. They say that Taurus is ruled by Venus. I believe it because I have Venus all in my chart. Like I have a Libra moon, a Taurus rising, and Pisces, and we know the Venus is exalted in Pisces, so it's just Venus all over. But I also believe that Taurus is also rules the Earth because it is like an Earth sign and it's very grounding. And lately, I just been feeling like everything needs to slow down a little bit and think like this season has been all about teaching, right? Because I feel like we can jump so far ahead and see our purpose, but if we don't learn, like we don't learn the steps to get there, like if we don't take the time to really get to know ourselves and just be like, oh, it's like being a superhero, but you don't know how your powers work, right? So yeah, you a superhero, you got all these powers, but if they just gadgets, if you don't know how they really work, you can hurt yourself. And that's the same thing about like knowing ourselves on this journey. That's why we're still doing human design. I brought Sunshine over as our astrological counselor for this season. We have Persia Red, who will be still coming in, and she's our intuitive counselor for this season. So we'll be learning, we'll still be guiding, but we'll be doing a lot more learning during this time because I believe just as that portal has opened, I believe that it was I have some pictures, y'all, I want to share. I'm going to share them with Sunshine. She can share with her folks because I took some photos out there today and I feel like, and I kept getting chills. And I don't get chills often, but I kept getting chills. And I was just like, man, this is such a brand new beginning that I believe that, the connection of the sun and the moon right now to this earth is giving us the opportunity to not just manifest physically, because that's going to happen. This is the rays that I saw coming down were just so crazy, and the energy that I felt being outside. Like I was like, should I be outside? Should I not be outside? It's people say, don't do it, do it, don't. I had to go with what I felt, and I needed to be out there. I needed to see it with my own eyes. And everybody's like, do you have a crazy filter? You didn't go blind. I did not go blind, y'all. I always was blind, so it doesn't matter. But I did not go blind. That energy was so important. And I believe that just like it was a slow eclipse to me. I saw it, but I saw it from the beginning to it was slow, right? That's that energy right now, like slow and steady. Don't rush everything and get the knowledge. Get as much as you can. Get it for free. It's always around you. Not everybody can afford everything right now, but it's all out there. It's not, that is like the worst thing you can say right now is I can't afford it, when there's so many ways you can get it for free. Like there's so many ways to get things dirt cheap or for free. I know they give you and show you how high everything is, but there are other ways. There are other ways to get things for free and cheaper than what you see. Don't fall into that paradigm of saying the same things. I hear people in the grocery store, food's so expensive. Why are we paying for bags? You know what? You could not do that. You can make a choice and not go to the grocery store. You can you can grow your own food and stuff. You could not pay for bags. If you do go to the grocery store, you can just bring your own. Why are we complaining about the Matrix doing what the Matrix does? So this this whole season is really about you being able to focus back on you, not getting caught up in all this different shit. We're going to have people on here to teach us how to grow our food. The best way to do it, like amateurs, like I wanted to show, like I live in New York and I got an apartment this big and I only got this much sunlight coming in. What can I grow and how can I grow it? We gotta start where we are from where we are, but we have had a lot of time to prepare for this time that we're in right now. So if you are not mentally, like if you don't have, I got my journal. If you don't have a little book with information just about you, nobody else, nothing else but your information, things that you need to know about you, then I don't know what you're doing with your time. But I will tell you that it will be important in these coming days, in these coming months, in these coming years. The people that tap in now are the ones that people are going to be trying to tap into. You understand that? Like, not everybody is watching these types. It may feel like, oh, everybody's on consciousness. No, they're not. They're really not. And if they are, they're not wherever you are right now. So gather the information about yourself, because you're going to need to refer back to it, because you're going to start when you start growing, start getting big for your britches. You want to still remember what got you there and how, and use that information to lead others. I learned about human design by a human design expert. I'm not considering myself an expert, but now I can help lead others based on the information that I learned. So on the platform, what you can expect is just more teaching, learning, more divination, more divine messages. I feel like, and you're going to see more just me, a lot more, because the last season was great. I had a lot of guests. The Starseeds you'll see at least once to twice a month, but you'll start seeing me and my messages from Divine, because I feel like, again, this eclipse was so crazy. I was so excited about it, but I really did not expect to see it the way I saw it and feel it the way I felt it. We know, even when there's full moon, that there's weather changes, but there's going to be so many changes after this. It was a lot of changes. Nobody's talking about the Russia shit. I want to talk about that over there in Pronoia. We're going to talk about that. Like, Sunshine, we're going to get on there. And Days of the Sun is Friday. We need to talk about that, because I promise you, it is so quiet, African Americans. It is so quiet, Black people, that Vladimir Putin came out, opened up this little thing with all these Black people on here, and it's like y'all just like still eating Krispy Kreme donuts and French fries and shit. Like, listen, if you don't know that this is going to start. This is like the beginning of them linking things back to you, the lost ones, the ones who don't really know where we belong in America. Things are going to start open, but if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss out. You're going to be left behind. I don't know what people are doing, but I promise you, I'm not seeing that in my timeline. It's not popping in I don't see enough of it in my timeline. That was not a small announcement. That was not something to be, and it's not about it being, I don't care who it came from. It was the fact that they released certain information for a reason. It was released purposely before this eclipse. Just like I tried to tell the Starseeds a while ago when I saw Kali Ma on the Empire State Building. Why are they putting the image of Kali Ma? Because that mother energy was here. Kali Ma, the ending. It is time. Time is ending. That time is ending. But again, these messages are going to be put in your face. If you're not watching and you're not paying attention, then it's going to be on you. You're going to be the one missing out. And you're going to be the one getting janked. But I believe that everyone on this platform and the ones that watch my platform are actually going to be tapped in. And this is a great time to be alive. What a time to be alive. You chose to be here at this time. And then now you have guides, you have people who are actually here getting messages, getting downloads. And I can't wait to go to sleep tonight. I want to I just want to see if I have a beautiful dream tonight, because I promise you, I was out there the whole time, just soaking it up, just loving it. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
Word, I've been outside since like 10 o'clock this morning. I had set a table out. Well, you've been to the store, that big field space. I get a nice view of the sun from rising to setting from over here. So this was my first time really sitting outside and absorbing the eclipse, like every moment of it. Again, of course, I got resistance because I'm really starting to pay attention to equal opposite energy now. I had a chance to talk to a brother. I started attracting a lot of Pisces in my space lately. I had an opportunity to talk to a brother, and he really broke down that whole equal opposite energy. Like somebody will walk into a building and somebody will walk out. And I noticed that when I do personal things for myself, an equal opposite energy will come in. So like I really wanted to be out for the eclipse. Somebody come in the store and they buy stuff and they want to talk and they want to, and I'm like, bro, I really want to do this thing for me. I feel that energy. And it was like, once I let go and I stopped letting it bother me, they were like, oh, all right. They grabbed their stuff and they walked out the store. It was just like, okay, I see the game now. I'm starting to play the game a little different now that I'm really paying attention to the way those energies is flowing. And like, this definitely is a year of conception and conceiving, and Scorpio's energy is sex and revealing, telling the secrets, and opening vaults and things. So yeah, this Friday we definitely got to chat about that, because Putin, along with a lot of other energies, have definitely been putting the information out there. And if we pay attention to the cosmos, the way, and we look at the signs of these people, we can see how they're tethered to the planet that rules over them, and it gives us a better why. And I think that's the issue with our people too, is there's a lot of distrust still here for the universe, because they're looking for a personified energy to trust. And if it's not personified, they're not really trying to deal with it too much, which is why they keep trying to make a man out of God instead of letting it be the energy that it is. And so you got to trust that the universe works in our favor and that we're all tethered to the cosmos. So, we feel compelled to do certain things at certain periods of time. And there's a reason why Putin was compelled to do that, whether it works in his favor, your favor, whatever. The universe is in our favor, and we are reflections of that. So that's the biggest component to keep in mind and keep in our hearts, while we're going through this, is that it's ultimately in our favor. It's a lot of stuff being unraveled. A lot of secrets are going to be unraveled, and the year just started. We've only been a month into the year. We're not even a whole month into the year, because we came into the new year on March 20th. It's not even April 20th yet. So, you guys, we got a lot more to do and a lot more to go. And just to, Kayshawn, just to respond to your saying, Taurus rules over the heart chakra. Taurus rules over the feminine side of the heart chakra. So it deals with your value, love, priorities, or what is wealth to you, how you obtain it and maintain it. That's all feminine side of the heart chakra. When you get into the Kabbalah, is actually the solar plexus that rules over the throat chakra. So you have like Aries energy. In Aries energy in the Sephiros is the throat chakra, which makes sense because the gut controls the mind, and the mind is associated with the throat chakra of invocation, how you listen, how you speak, how you learn, how you teach. That's all in alignment with the mind. So having Aries, the gut, control over that energy. So it just so happened to be where the planets were lined up today on the tropical side for the eclipse. That was in alignment with the gut that is in control of the mind. So new beginnings into that space. That's when we're dealing with Hera Kahuti, which is the fifth sphere on the tree of life. Right. Well, Taurus rules over our vortex, because the way your heart beats controls over your frequency and what you attract into your space. This was an awesome Cosmic Nobodies conversation. And this won't be the first time you see me and Foxxi this week. You can catch me on Wednesday on Pronoia Starseed doing the Hump Day reading, where we will go over the planets for the past 7 days and the next 7 days from Wednesday to Wednesday, with the Wednesday in between. So y'all catch me on Hump Day Wednesday. Bring your charts, bring your journals, come through ready to take notes on what on hindsight and foresight. We have a great time there. It's always a great time. And then you can also catch me and Foxxi Roxxi on Season Some podcast on Friday on Do the Knowledge Radio. Excuse me, y'all. Trying to burp. On Do the Knowledge Radio. We will be there, and we're definitely going to cover Putin. And, you know, it's so much I want to cover. I don't even want to talk about it here because I have y'all here forever. But we're going to talk about it on Friday, definitely. So, Roxy, can you close us out? Let us know where we can find you at, how we can support you, and then we're going to head on out.
All right, Starseeds. Well, peace and blessings. Thank you all who tapped in today and those who will. Again, I am Foxxi Roxxi. You can catch me on Pronoia Starseed podcast. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. I am tapped in right now. So again, it's Pronoia Starseed podcast. Yes, today was epic. It's been beautiful. I thank y'all so much for tapping in. Again, like Sunshine said, you can catch me and Sunshine this week. We're going to be, I'm going to be seeing Sunshine like the whole week. So tomorrow, y'all tap in for Tarot Tuesdays with Persia Red. We get live free readings. And y'all, she is crazy. Wednesday is Sunshine Monet L. On Pronoia Starseed podcast. She's doing astrological. She's our astrological counselor, and she's going to be doing her update there. And then on Friday, catch me on Season of the Sun with Sunshine Monet L on Do the Knowledge Radio. So I got a very busy week. I will see y'all soon. I love you all. Peace and blessings. I'm out.
Leo, Virgo, Venus, bloodline. I'm Virgo sunshine. I'm here for a fun time. Venus is aligned and she adding to the drum line. I came through like a cannon, Vedic Leo like a wrecking ball. I can buy my own flowers to the one who owns my heart. Acts of service and inclusion makes you worth it. Ain't gotta be perfect, but confusion makes me lose circuit. I live in passion, romantic gestures and creative action. I pay attention to detail and reciprocate my attraction. I got goals and I hope that yours are adjacent. I love to take you places, shaking hands in same places. Be my partner for the ages, I hope you stay a while. I'm known for overthinking, but assurance calms me down. I like affection, you and I moving in one direction. Love and correction, cause you care about how I'm stepping. You pay attention and you adding into my ambiance, assisting with my confidence, my other half, my confidant, someone I be learning from, exercise a discipline. Hey universe, bring me a God who can go within, secure with me showing skin. I prefer chiffon and satin. Help me run the jewels, wrapping copper on L dragons. What he says, he makes it happen. Manifesting with his chakras. I serve and support together. Who gon' stop us? We magic. I know I get wrapped up in intellect. It's a habit. Materialize and move to the next. I need balance. Bring me a God that's intimate. Emotion set on sentiment. With patience, I know he's heaven sent. I like communication, boundaries and expectations. Check-ins on occasion. Growing on the same pages. Controlling our stimulation with infinite vibrations. Be my friend, be my friend. Bust down jokes with my folks. If you blend, then we win. We safe spaces, gate makers, celestial note takers. Be on my level, knowledge of the flyers for naysayers. Virgo thoughts on my heart make me analyze. Leo experiences take them thoughts and then they amplify. The wands and pentacles bring big energy. He gotta have a big throne if he gon' sit with me. Gift exchanges, holding hands, and we create an art. A universe, align me a God that's gon' mirror my heart. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Virgo, soil like a lamp to a gem. Be my shim. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Leo, spoil, but I give it back times 10, and that's my hymn. Be my friend, be my friend. If you want me, then say it so I apprehend and expend. Be my friend, be my friend. The universe brought you here, let the rom-com begin. Hey, be my friend.